Pretty Deadly, a fast-paced fairy tale with a deadly twist. Written by Kelsey Josund. Narrated by Grace Noble. Audio engineering and compositions by Cameron Lavi Jones. Produced and published by All She Wrote Productions. To all of the little girls who read fairy tales and grew up into women who love true crime, this one's for you. Chapter 1. Johann sat on the bar stool beside Cinna and sighed. Without acknowledging him, she slid her empty glass forward across the bar. The bartender poured her another round of top-shelf whiskey, which Johann knew she could not afford. He wondered briefly whether the bartender owed her a favor, or if she knew something the man did not want shared, then decided that he didn't care. She smiled, settled back on her stool, and turned to him at last. "Have a good day?" He grunted, which made her laugh. He may not have had a good day, but it seemed she had. "Life of petty crime too petty for you now?" He shrugged and began rolling himself a cigarette. She sipped her whiskey in silence, watching. In truth, Johann had been in a good mood until he entered the bar and saw her sitting there. Every moment around Cinna was exhausting. She was his favorite and least favorite person at the same time, and he had been looking forward to brooding about her alone with some tobacco and alcohol. That plan was foiled now. He tipped the cigarette toward her, asking wordlessly for a light. She was always good for that, at least. She pulled a matchbook from a pocket and drew a match quickly between her fingers to bring forth the flame, then offered it to him. "Neat trick," he said. As she pinched the match out again, she asked if he'd heard about the ball they were throwing for the 50th anniversary of the Accords. No? He could never understand why Cinna made it her business to track things like that, and he certainly didn't care. Maybe she did not expect him to, because she just shrugged and changed the subject. "Anything interesting in the store?" With her words, he realized that in fact there was a reason to be glad to see her tonight. "Finish that," he suggested, gesturing to her still mostly full glass. "I have something to show you." She raised an eyebrow and took a slow sip, decidedly not finishing the drink in any hurry. "How mysterious." "Or don't," he said, "but I think you'll find this interesting." She considered his expression for a moment and then seemed to decide that he was worth her time. With a half-smile, she knocked back the rest of her drink and slid languidly down from the bar stool. "Let's go, then." Johann glanced toward the window. It was too wet and windy to smoke outside, so he stubbed out the cigarette and pocketed it, then offered her an arm as they walked out of the dim little tavern into the winter evening. As he had expected, she made no effort to pay or even thank the bartender. He knew she only walked with her arm through his to humor him, but still it felt nice. The cold wind erupted in his face and blew back the hood he'd lifted as they went out the door, sending a shiver of icy rain down the back of his shirt. Though she wore a much lighter jacket than he did, Cinna seemed unbothered. They passed in and out of the blue light of evening and the flickering oily yellow of street lamps, descending through narrow streets toward his pawn shop. Passers-by paid them no mind, in a hurry to get home as the temperature dropped. Before long, the rain would turn to snow and the puddles to ice. He released her arm to dig out a key and led them inside, not bothering to light a candle. He preferred the shop like this, gloomy, dusty, dark. It reminded him what he hoped to one day escape. She looked around as they walked deeper into the shop, studying various wares on the towering shelves. If he didn't know that even Cinna had standards, he would have thought she was casing the place, selecting which trinkets she would come back for when he was not around. "What did you want to show me?" she asked, leaning her arms against the counter as he walked around behind it. He wanted
Sample complete. Ready to continue?